Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name is James Atkinson, and in this week's episode, well, actually, it's a bit of an old video, but it's still very relevant because I filmed this pre-COVID and I found it in my archive of footage, and I really wanted to release it because it's such a cool haircut. It's kind of a mullet, it's kind of a wolf cut, it's a bit of both. I hope you enjoy it. It's very, very straightforward. I think definitely lots of you could use it. I did a little video a little while ago over on my TikTok channel now, and if you don't like doing TikTok and you want to see what I've got to say on TikTok because it's definitely different content, then I've been posting my TikTok videos as videos over on the Life of Hair Extra. However, if you're going to go and join the Life of Hair Extra, make sure that you leave me a comment in the comment section saying, "Hi, I've subscribed," and you will get the chance to win a Life of Hair varsity jacket, the one that I'm wearing right now. I will send it anywhere in the world, so there is no restrictions. I am happy to post it to Australia, Asia, wherever it wants to go, but please make sure that you put the comment into the video over on the Life of Hair Extra. Any video, to be honest, it doesn't really make any difference, but the latest video does help. Anyway, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and here's a little trick for me, from you. Wait a few minutes into the video before you hit that thumbs up button, before you comment. It really helps because YouTube discredit any thumbs up that you've done in the first couple of minutes as just people spamming the thumbs up button. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I always appreciate hearing from each and every one of you. So thank you for all of the comments you always make. 85,000 subscribers this week. The community is growing. I'm so thrilled to be here with you guys, sharing what I know. So I'll see you again in another one very, very soon. First thing that I'm going to do is take a section through the parietal ridge and then take that section down towards a position between the crown area and the occipital bone and take a horseshoe section that is even on both sides round to the front hairline. This section's really important, but because of the way we're going to connect the two later, it's not vitally important that it's absolutely bang on. Chop the length off. The essence of this haircut is on top very much a shag haircut, but at a slightly shorter length. So we're sort of emanating more into maybe a wolf cut territory. So we're going to take this first profile section straight down the center of the head and pull the hair out and cut a 45-degree angle. Now, obviously what we want to try and do is determine where we want the shortest point to be. And we also need to be able to visualize how we want the overall haircut to look at the end. I want the shorter point in the middle of the forehead and longer lengths going down towards the corner of the eyes. So to do this, we're going to utilize over direction. Once we've cut our profile section to the appropriate length, we then use that as a guideline to travel through the rest of the top of the haircut. Now, we're over-directing each of the sections into the middle, making sure that we're using the mirror to get that over-direction bang into the center. That is probably one of the most important parts of cutting the top of the head, is that we make sure that the over-direction is even on both sides. Creating over-direction is a very important technique to learn when you are cutting hair, because it is a good way of building up length in the opposite direction of to which you are pushing the hair in. Once we've cut the top section, mirroring on both sides, we're going to blast it off and we're going to connect the bottom section in, the section that we had previously removed in our horseshoe and popped a clip in. There has been no cutting done to this underneath section apart from what you're about to see me do. So this was effectively a one-length haircut prior to me starting. So it's quite a lot of length and quite a lot of hair to blend in. But in this instance, we're going to use a freehand visual technique to simply connect the two together. I still want more texture and more movement on the top. And I don't want to take too much hair away from around the face. So I'm using a slight diagonal section as I travel down the hair to create that texture. This will flatten out the hair a little bit, and it will also create a connection between the layers that we created in the top and the extreme length that is through the bottom. However, I'm not blending all the way to the ends of the hair because I don't want to remove all of the weight from the ends of the hair because the hair texture is very fine. I still want a certain amount of density in the ends of her hair. So we repeat this process as we travel round the head and we visually assess how much hair we are removing from the hair, the head and the head shape as we move around the sections. This is a technique that requires a little bit of practice and understanding of how much hair to remove. However, if you're going to be trying this yourself, I would start very cautiously, remove a little bit of hair, assess the shape, go back in. In this particular instance, I've done exactly that myself, and in the back where there's more hair, I'm now coming in and using a similar technique that removes more weight because there is less elevation, and I am creating a more head-hugging shape by doing it with zero elevation. On to refining. This is where, for me, all haircuts are won and lost, if you like, for want of a better word. It is what makes you stand out from your fellow hairdressers, whether it be in the same studio, same salon, or down the road. Your refining techniques are how you personalize and make a haircut your own. In this particular instance, as I said, I want a higher point in the middle of the forehead and I want the hair to get longer down towards the corner of the eyes. This particular fringe is very, very popular at this moment in time. And I think it is a really, really attractive fringe on many face shapes because of that higher point and the softness that emanates down towards the corners of the eyes. It can be worn on many different face shapes. Once we're happy with the length that we've created, I'm just going back in, refining, using some gentle channel cutting to remove some of the bulk from that fringe area so that it sits with a bit more of a loose texture throughout that front. Always visually assessing that I'm happy with the shape and making sure that there aren't any bulky areas that are going to hinder how this client wears their hair in the future. A few more refining tweaks to be done. Point cutting through the top where I created that very strong shape in. Obviously we want this hair to be lived in and have texture and movement, but I'm only going to point cut the ends and I'm not going to channel cut the top because the hair is already very fine. Once you've point cut a section though, it is vitally important that you go back and double check that you've removed enough weight and you're creating enough texture. I'm only going to repeat this process in that horseshoe section where I took the initial section and cut that wolf cut / shag style layering pattern. I've just put some sea salt spray in it and I'm kind of assessing whether I need to do anything else to the hair. I'm very happy with the results, so I'm going in with a flexible hairspray that is kind of a hybrid between hairspray and spray wax. And this is the finished result. She didn't really want the hair to look like a mullet, so we've left all of the hair around the ears. She wanted all of the party to be in the front and the back. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you again in another one very, very soon.